Hello, world, and welcome back to Real Talk with ReZsaun, where nothing's off limits. I am your host, ReZsaun Lewis. Now, here on Real Talk, everything is debatable. So, on any given week, we can be discussing anything from sports to music to politics. You name it, we'll debate it or discuss it. Now, let's get it cracking. As always, I must remind you that the music that you are hearing is made by none other than my homeboy, Digger Jones, aka Daniel Laurie. It's called Jazz Lounge. It's a track that I really enjoy. Just puts me in the mood that I want to be in for the show, so I really love it. Yeah, I can share you two live. All right. So, for those who are new to the show, I break the show down into sections. The first part is current events and topics. The second segment is normally where I do a relationship or a family segment, and then I follow that up with an audience question segment. And if you would like to call in during our audience question segment of the show, please write down this number. That number is 843-900-6847. Once again, that's 843-900-6847. Those are the Real Talk lines, and they will be open at 7:30. At 7:30, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and move into the topics. All right, so we're gonna move into the topics. So the first topic I wanted to talk about today was, I don't know if you guys caught this last night, but Jay-Z was actually on the Van Jones show on CNN last night. That was a really, really good segment for those who did not catch it. I'm going to give you guys a link. It was a really good broadcast. I didn't catch it live because I was out with the wife, because you got to do things with your wife. That's important. Hey, everybody that's in here. But I didn't catch it live, but I did watch the videos back today, and it was really, really profound. He talked about a lot of interesting things. One thing that he talked about, which he's addressed quite a few times at this point, is his marriage to Beyonce, and he said some things in there that were pretty profound. Profound, I guess that's a little strong word, but he says some things that make a whole lot of sense. He said things like, we weren't us. People looked at us as a celebrity couple, and he's like, we're not a celebrity couple. We're a couple who just happen to be celebrities. And I think that's important, especially in this world where everybody is trying to be a celebrity of some sort. We had Jay, what was it? Ben, what do they call that thing? When Ben Affleck and J Lo, was it B-Lo? I forgot what they called them. But anyway, like Bennifer, that was it. Bennifer. They have all these things with it, like these celebrity couples. You have Britney and Justin, and all these people are celebrity couples. But he was breaking down the fact that, because of that fact that they were celebrities, they just have more exposure to the things that they do. But they actually face a lot of the same things that regular couples face. And once they realized that, they were able to sort of turn it around and do a lot better. So I'm happy for them. I'm glad that that's working out, that their marriage is better than it was. Hopefully the infidelity that they were suffering from that gave us two really great albums, by the way. So, I hate that they went through it, but I got 444 and Lemonade out of it. I don't know about you, but that's good enough for me. I'm not choosing. But he talked about that. He talked about the Me Too movement, and he talked about how important that's been for the people who've been affected by it, and how it's given them a voice. And that's been really key. That's something we've talked about here. And the thing that he also talked about was the Trump presidency. He talked a lot about the Trump presidency. He was asked questions about about President Trump and his penchant for making comments that are disparaging to people of different backgrounds. And I wanted to sort of go into that a little bit more. Where's my notes? Sorry. I'm gonna pull that back up. But yeah, he was talking about that. And the thing that he was saying was, one, he said that when he says that President Trump seems to find a way to isolate people of all backgrounds. And it's really strange that he does that in that way, but it's something that he talks about the S-hole comments, which we've discussed here quite a few times, and I don't want to go into that again because it's a bit much. But he talks about the fact that President Trump seems to be pretty tone deaf to anybody outside of his base. I mean, I would even say including his base. And I think he was dead on. Now, of course, President Trump being who President Trump is, had to have a what do you say? What do you say moment of the week because of that. So President Trump decided to make a tweet where he was telling people that they should let Jay-Z know about the things that he's done for the black community. So he said that since he was saying that since he's become president, the black community has had the lowest joblessness rate as it has in any time before him, which is factually untrue. But with the guy that we currently have in the White House, that's sort of not a weird thing anymore. Is for him to come out and Brangelina, that's another one, yeah, to come out and just say things that have been blatant lies. I think the fact that we're really used to our president lying to us, and it's not even like it doesn't even make major news anymore. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But back to Jay-Z. Jay-Z was talking about that, and then President Trump made that comment because he's President Trump, and that's what President Trump does. Again, I'm still looking for somebody who's interested to come on the show, whether you want to do it in person or just over the internet, and explain to me what I'm missing about this whole President Trump thing, because I really am missing it. I'm missing the benefits of this. Like I really am. I really am. Now I do understand that the new tax code, if you haven't looked into it, the new tax code is actually really good if you are planning on starting a business. So apparently this is prime time to start your own business and do your own thing. But if you're not, you're pretty much going to be screwed for the next 2 years, 3 years. All right. Moving on. We talk about the Grammys. So the Grammys are going to be going on, I think, starting at 8. Starting at 8 o'clock, the Grammys should be going. And where's mine? The Grammys will be going on in about 48 minutes. I used to be a really big watcher of the Grammys. Me and my best friend Javar, those who don't know Javar, my best friend Javar White, and we would call each other and we would like be on the phone, like just going over who won the Grammys and the best performances and all of these things. So of course, we talked about the fact that it's going to be a big night from Bruno Mars. It's looking like he's going to have a big night. Kendrick Lamar is going to have a pretty big night, and Jay-Z was nominated for eight Grammy nominations as well. I don't see Jay-Z's already lost, I think, 4 of those categories, so I think he's down to 4 more. Yeah, I know someone who argued that those countries were compared to America. If so, it's accurate that he said that. I don't know that person, Adam. But if you send me if you could send that person my way, I'd love to talk to him. I'd love to talk to that person. I'm sorry, but yeah. So Grammys tonight. Bruno Mars is up for I believe 6 or 7, and he's already won 4. When they released the pre Grammys awards list, they don't put them all on TV. They release some of them beforehand, and then the ones that are televised are the ones that come later. And when last I checked, Bruno Mars had already won 4, and Kendrick Lamar had already won 3, which is big for Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Bruno Mars. And like I said, I posted the link. So Kendrick Lamar won, I believe it was Video of the Year already. What was it? Yeah, he won Video of the Year for Humble, which was a great video. Had the flames coming out of his head, which is always an awesome thing to watch. And then he also won Rap Song of the Year. Rap Song for Humble, great song. And Rap Performance for Humble. So Humble's been cleaning up. Humble's already won him 3 awards. All right, that's really big for Kendrick. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to hip hop. You know what I mean? Shout out to hip hop. The Air Force is full of Trump backers and apologists. Man, yeah, I don't know what that's about. Let's see how much they love Trump when they're in North Korea. Anyway, I'm just saying. But yeah, so it's a big night for music. I'm thinking, and I've said this before, I think Bruno Mars is going to have a major night. I think Bruno Mars is probably going to sweep every category that he's nominated in, including album of the year and maybe record of the year. That album is perfect. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, if you haven't heard 24 Karat Magic, you need to, because it's great music and I love great music. So if you love great music and I love great music, then let's watch great music together. Let's listen to great music together. So yeah, so 24 Karat Magic, the Kendrick Lamar album are both like cleaning up, doing really well. I don't think Jay-Z's up for like 4 more awards, and he may get 2. I think he'll get 2 maybe. I know he's not. I think he's definitely not performing tonight. I don't think, because when they listed the performance, they did not list him. So I don't anticipate him performing tonight, but he may. He may. Let's see. Moving on. For those who don't know, this is Real Talk with ReZsaun. I am the host, ReZsaun Lewis, and I do this show each Sunday night from 7 to 8 o'clock. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Bruno Mars is an awesome performer. He actually did a CBS special from not from Madison Square Garden, from the Apollo, and it was really, really good. He's one of the performers that I definitely would pay good money to see live. Him, Beyonce. Yeah, that's about it. Him and Beyonce, because Prince ain't here no more. I saw Prince live before he passed. Thank God, because he was dope. I didn't see Michael before he passed. I have not seen Stevie Wonder. So if you find out that Stevie Wonder is coming close to South Carolina, please let me know, because I need to see Stevie Wonder live. That needs to happen very, very soon. And I probably, I can go, this great segue into my new favorite thing, which is Tori Kelly. I think Tori Kelly is phenomenal. All right. I was late on the Tori Kelly train. I remember when people used to like send a lot of her YouTube videos and stuff like that. She pretty much started out like as a YouTube sensation. And like, I watched the movie Sing with my kids, 2 weeks ago? And I was blown away. I was blown away. And I made a post the other day that said, that's funny. Bruno Mars is so dope that he made America forget about the Coke problem. Absolutely true. And funny fact, I believe that he got caught with the cocaine after the Grammys, after that first album came out, which is hysterical. Anyway, Tori Kelly, so she played the role of the elephant in Sing, and she sang Hallelujah, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. She's so dope. All right, Tori Kelly, like literally, somebody could tell me Tori Kelly has put out an album of her singing nursery rhymes, and I would be like, where that album at? Because I need it in my life right now. So Tori Kelly, like, if Tori Kelly's close to South Carolina, depending on who's with her, I'll go check it out. But I'm not trying to go see like Tori Kelly and a really lame person who I don't want to see. I like Tori Kelly a whole lot more than most of these young singers, to be honest with you. Yeah. Let's see. I missed the interview with Jay-Z, but I'm glad to hear what he said about the perspective on celebrity couples. There's a trending hashtag that's used so freely. Relationship goals. Ooh, you just gave me my relationship segment. Thank you. Relationship goals, and many times it's labeled that because of the filtered glimpses people see. It's glamorous, but few people are privy to the inside struggle. It's fine to admire and be inspired by other couples. I certainly have my list, but I'm well aware of my relationship and the growth that happens therein. That is my goal. Absolutely. I cannot agree more with that statement. Thank you so much, Mrs. James. She actually has a unique perspective on that, because if I was to make a list of couples that I respect so much, it would be Serena and Raphael James. They're such a awesome group of people to be around, and when you're around them, the love is really, really clear and evident. It's not, you can tell it's not fake, it's not conjured, it's real, and it's genuine. I'm gonna use that in my relationship segment, but I'm gonna come back to that. So hold me there. I'm gonna come back to that. But thank you for saying that. The other news that I wanted to share with you guys, my next segment, is about Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson. No, I don't believe it was made up of tabloid money at all, bro. Nah, not that one. Don't be that. No, I think that was definitely real. I think the Jay-Z Beyonce thing was pretty real. I think people just go through things, man. And if it was fake, then hopefully it helped somebody. You know, hopefully it helped somebody who was going through something for real. If it was fake, but I don't believe it was fake. All right. So the thing I wanted to talk about now was Jennifer Hudson. So Jennifer Hudson apparently has gotten the role to play Aretha Franklin in a biopic movie. And I am not a big Jennifer Hudson fan, but I think if she was to play anybody, Aretha Franklin is that person for her to play. Just reading a little bit of the article, it says legendary singer Aretha Franklin has chosen singer and Oscar-winning actress Jennifer Hudson to play her in an upcoming biopic about the Queen of Soul. Franklin is unquestionably one of the greatest singers in history, the voice behind such classic 1960s R&B hits such as Respect, Chain of Fools, Think, and You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Tunes are so iconic that they, along with others, have turned up in more than a couple hundred films and television shows over the years, including The Big Chill, The Blues Brothers, Sex and the City, and more recently, Scandal. I think that that is a perfect match. I think Jennifer Hudson will do a great job. She will do a great job as Aretha Franklin, and I look forward to seeing her do that role. Let's see. What about young actors? But what about actors? I saw a young lady named Jessica Williams on Netflix. What was Jessica Williams in? What was she in? I don't know that name. I'm not familiar with that name. Yeah, give me that name. I don't know what she was in. But I think Jennifer Hudson will do a great job, not only when it comes to the singing, but when it comes to just like the persona. I think that's somebody she could really do well. Now, if you know me, you know how I feel about Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson to me has a lot of potential. The problem is that Jennifer Hudson can only sing one way. If she's not singing hard and sing like a power ballad, it's probably not something I want to listen to. Just being honest with you. Every Jennifer Hudson song that I've liked or I could even tolerate has been a song where she's been like singing hard. You know, even in the Dreamgirls movie, like all the songs she was Effie. You know, she was Effie White. Effie White was the power ballad. You're gonna love me. You know what I mean? Like that was her thing. You know, she was the power ballad person. But she couldn't she doesn't have the depth to carry off some of the other types of music. She can't sing soft. She can't do up tempo songs that are good. She had one song of like a skating rink anthem that was terrible. It was really bad. I hated it so much. But yeah. So shout out to Jennifer Hudson. Get your bread. Oh, get your money, man. Yeah, get your money. All right. And I think, and when that Aretha Franklin movie comes out, remember last week, just last week, we were talking about movies that they need to make. We didn't put Aretha Franklin. Did we mention the Aretha Franklin movie last week? I don't remember. I don't remember if we mentioned the Aretha Franklin movie. But Jennifer Hudson as Aretha Franklin, I'll take it 6 days out of 6. I'll take it. Cool. So with that being said, I want to move into the Adventures of Jessica. I've never heard of Adventures of Jessica. That's a new one for me. But I'll check it out. Is it the Adventures of Jessica Williams? Is that the name of the show? Yeah, she's definitely a church singer. Jennifer Hudson is definitely a church singer. Like she can lead all the solos. She can lead all the solos in the church choir, like all of them, every single one, and she'll kill it every single week. I would love to hear her do praise and worship somewhere. All right, it's just when it comes to like R&B music and that kind of thing, it's not really my cup of tea. Listening to Jennifer Hudson do what Jennifer Hudson does. Comments. Let's see, Serena. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the wonderful light I see from you and Latoya. Beautiful people. Thank you. Which moves me into my next segment. All right. My next segment, which is going to be relationship goals. Relationship goals. Let me share this out on my page real quick. Give me 1 second while I share this out on my page real quick. Relationship goals. That's what I'll be talking about. And the concept of relationship goals as it pertains to people in this age of social media. And relationship goals. Relationship goals. Sorry, I need to share. And thank you guys so much for watching. For those who don't know, this is Real Talk with ReZsaun, and I am your host, ReZsaun Lewis. I do this show each week from 7 to 8. Right now, it's here on Facebook Live, but I will be moving this show to YouTube Live very soon, and I'll be able. I should be able to share it to my Facebook, but um, watching it on the live version will be on YouTube, so you have to probably tune in to YouTube Live and watch it there. All right. So relationship goals, right? So that's something. Chaka Khan movie. What? Come on. That'd be a good movie. So relationship goals. Let's talk about this, right? So how do I put this? Serena alluded earlier to the concept of relationship goals. And what happens a lot of times is that we get this idea of people based on what we see from them, rather be, well, most of the time, it's not even people that we actually know. We'll see a couple on the internet, or we see a meme of a couple, and we say, oh, we got relationship goals. This is what we want to be like when we get married, or when I find that special somebody, it's going to be exactly like this situation. And what I want you to understand about relationship goals and things of that nature is that people, no matter how good, regardless of how good you may think somebody's relationship is, everybody has problems. Okay? Everybody has problems. Everybody has things that they deal with in their life, in their relationship, that they deal with. Rather it be a struggle, or rather it be something that just is just a recurring theme. That, like, it's there, you know. I like to think that I have a really good marriage. Me and my wife get along a lot. Like that's my best friend. I love my wife, and I'll gladly say it to anybody who's listening. But to say that me and Toya, to think that like we have a perfect marriage, or that anybody has a perfect marriage, no, 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 not at all. No, it does not. The perfect marriage does not exist. And if somebody tells you that their marriage is perfect, they're lying through their teeth. All right? Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. Now, where the difference comes in, is how you deal with those issues, how you deal with those problems. That's really what the goal should be. Is that when I'm in a relationship, I want to make sure that I can deal with my problems in a way that me and my spouse can still get along and still love each other when it's not as fun to love each other as it can always be. You know, am I willing to make the sacrifices when problems come that need to be made in order for my relationship to be successful? That's what the relationship goal should be. Not that we have this car, or we have this house, or we hug each other this way. Like, it's not real, y'all. Like it's not a real thing. And if you think that's what it is, like that these people have this magical marriage, no matter how rich they are, how poor they are, how much they smile, how much they talk about each other on social media, those are not indicators of a good relationship. All right, those are not indicators of a good relationship. Is it a good indicator that they know how to do the social media relationship? Sure, definitely. But that doesn't mean that everything's perfect, you know? Um, Again, like, I love my wife to death. Um, love my wife to death. And there are many couples that I admire greatly. Yes, yes. Mine becomes ours in the marriage. Thank you, Auntie Carolyn. Definitely. Um, th- I'm sorry, where was I? There are couples that I admire greatly, and I really love seeing that love from those people, because in those things I learned so much. I take, for example, my Auntie Carolyn and my Uncle Freddie. I think my Auntie Carolyn and my Uncle Freddie been married for 25 years now. I think 25 years. My Uncle Myron and my Auntie Janice have been married around the same amount of time. Like, I look at them as role models for longevity in marriage, because I know that being that I've been married for 10 years now, I'm 27 years, praise God. I know the things that you have to go through and suffer through sometimes just to get there. And I pray to God that God continues to bless our marriage the way He has, and allow us to when things do occur, for us to deal with them like mature adults, and be able to. But you know, can I say I always deal with things like a mature adult? Definitely not. Definitely not. I have flaws. She has flaws. Everybody has flaws. But you have to understand that in marriage, in a relationship, if If your goal in a relationship is to be married, then you need to learn compromise. You need to learn compromise. You need to learn that you're not always right. You need to understand that you won't always have your way. Those are relationship goals, not a picture. All right? Not a picture. Don't get it confused. Do not get it twisted. Relationship goals are not, I'm rich and you're rich and we just love each other so much all the time. And all of our pictures are indicators of exactly what we are. Me and my wife were talking yesterday about she has a online blog. I'm gonna plug her real quick. Life of Law, lainspires.com, I believe. lainspires.com. And she says that, you know, she does her videos and stuff of like home repair things and like that. And she doesn't want people to get the idea that she's something that she's not. So she's been making a series of short videos just talking about the struggles that she has as a mom and as a parent. And I really identified with that. And that actually ties into this relationship goals segment. You have to understand, like, your goal should be to be better than you were yesterday. If that's your goal, then cool. But don't look at a picture of me and my wife or a picture of Raphael and his wife or my uncle and my aunties and say, oh, that's it. Like, I just want to be happy like that all the time. But that's one moment. That's one moment in a 24-hour day, in a 27-year marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a short part. That's a small part, a small segment. And to view that as the totality of the situation is not only inaccurate, but I mean, it's not realistic. And you want to make sure that you set realistic goals for yourself. Make sure you set realistic goals. And love is real. Trust me, true love is a realistic goal. True love is a realistic goal. But there are certain things that before you can actually experience true love, you have to decide for yourself. And one of those things you have to decide for yourself is that you are willing to give of yourself to be a good mate to that person that you're with. And too many of us are not willing to make that sacrifice. And that's why we keep running into the struggles that we have. We want people to accept us exactly as we are without changing at all. And that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. Marriage, love is give and take. Love is sometimes I want to go eat here and I can't go eat here because she doesn't want to eat there. Or sometimes I want to sit down and watch this game and she doesn't want me to sit and watch the game. So I have to go do something else. That's what a relationship is. That's what love is. You know, there's certain things that we don't do together. And she has to understand that. And I have to understand if she wants to do something without me, giving her space. All of these things are all encompassing in relationship goals. Relationship goals are not one picture. One picture is one moment out of a lifetime. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Again, this is a Real Talk with ReZsaun, and I am your host, ReZsaun Lewis. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I do this show every Sunday night from 7 to 8. Right now it's on Facebook Live, but I will be transitioning the show to YouTube in the very near future. If not next week, the week after, definitely. We'll be moving to YouTube. But this is the part where you, the audience, get to have your voice heard. So if you would like to call in, please call the Real Talk lines at 843-900-6847 to give me your questions, comments, salutations, or whatever. That's 843-900-6847. And the lines are now open. Lines are now open. So if you'd like to call in and make some comments or address something that we've talked about today, please do so. I'd love to hear from you and hear, you know, your comments, or answer any questions you may have. And I'll go through these comments now. And if you think the grass is greener on the other side, then take the time to start watering and fertilizing your own relationship grass. Come on, somebody. Serena James got a book in her. You got a book in your spirit, young lady. Come on now. Remember, your partner or spouse is not to complete you, but to complement you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can definitely attest to that. The man that I am now is not the man that I was when me and my wife got together. And I'm so thankful that she was patient with me through some struggles, through some real life struggles. If it wasn't for her, there's no way Real Talk with ReZsaun would be even happening right now. Like, it just wouldn't, because she's been my rock. She's been my rock. But does she complete me? No, but she definitely compliments me in a real and magnificent way. But the lines are open. 843-900-6847. 843-900-6847. Go ahead and call in. and we would love to talk to you. Talk to you about about comments, any questions, anything you wanted to address. If you just want to just chime in and say, "Hey, I'm loving the show," I take that too. Of course, you have to like log off to do that. But what are your thoughts on the random states and comments about being an interracial couple? Great question. All right, so interracial couple, and thank you so much, Ryan, for joining me. I really appreciate that question. And I want to thank you. And I think this is the first time you watch the show, so I really appreciate you coming in. I believe that love is love. I believe that love is love. And I believe that love. The Bible says that love overcomes all things. I think it's First Corinthians 13. First Corinthians 13. And it talks about, it says love overcomes all things. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but if you're black and you date a white girl, okay, cool. If you're white, you date a black woman, cool. If you're, if you're black and you date Asian people, fine. Like, if you love somebody based on the content of their character, I don't care about the color of their skin. That's really how I feel about it. I'm not. I'm somebody who likes to see the world, who tries to see the world in a way that I try to see the world in a way that is mutually beneficial for everyone. I don't like separatism. I don't like segregation. I don't, and I try to see the world from other people's shoes and from other people's standpoints. And in that way, like when somebody's in an interracial relationship, do I understand that some cultural differences may come about that may become problematic? Definitely. But if you have that communication piece where you can be open and honest with that person without fear of retribution or fear of being judged, then definitely it can work, and it can actually be a thriving relationship. I definitely believe that with my whole heart. So I have no issue at all with interracial dating. But thank you so much for asking that question. I really appreciate it. Any other questions? Or I don't have any calls right now, so I'm gonna leave the lines open for like another 2 minutes before I close them out. But yeah, great question. Thank you so much for asking that question. And I actually know why you're asking that question. There's a lot of talk these days, and this is something that I get down on social media about sometimes, is that we have become. I'm thinking of the word. I'm trying to think of the word. We've become secluded from the rest of the world. So we'll have a comment or an idea or a concept that is strange, that is non-traditional, if you will, and we'll put it out there, and then no one, if people don't agree with exactly what we're saying, we will block them out. So we're only hearing the voices of people who agree with us. This is where where I get into a lot of discussions with like Trump voters, and I like talking to Trump supporters, is because I want to make sure that I'm understanding their side of this discussion. I don't want my discussion to be purely based on my thoughts and people who think like me. If you live in a world where the only thoughts you respect or listen to are people who think exactly like you do, you are closing yourself off to the world, and you're very, very, very small-minded. You have to be open to hearing concepts and ideas that are not your own, which is why a lot of times I welcome the difference in conversation. Claymore was the guy you were talking about earlier. He's a Trump fan. Cool. I'd love to meet him. If I'd love to speak with you one day, Ryan Claymore, if at all possible. If you are a Trump supporter, because I'm trying to understand some things about this, but I don't want to do it in the public forum, especially initially. Especially initially, because I want to make sure that we're on a mutual level of respect. It's not grandstanding on a camera kind of thing. But I'd love to have a discussion with you in person, and then maybe take it to a public forum where we can discuss it and see, find some understanding. Not to debate, not to say you're right and I'm wrong, but to really find a mutual understanding. Let's see. My wife is Mexican. I've been told by a few, usually older Mexican women, the usual comment is no white girls left. Wow. And the usual top comment to her is she rich? They're stupid, Ryan. They're very stupid. That's that's what those people are. If they think that you are dating or your wife that you chose to marry, is you're with her because there are no white girls left, that person's stupid. That's what that is. Like, that's stupid. Ignorance is based on stupidity. Understand that. Ignorance means you willfully refuse to know better. You willfully refuse to know better. And if you willfully refuse to know better, you are stupid. If I don't see what happened in SC, Mexicans and white people, I don't know. I don't think I do. I mean, I mean, I've seen Mexicans dating white people before. I mean, I don't know. It says love is love. Whatever is whatever. Like I just don't live in that world. Like I just don't. I'm sorry. Um, my daughter, I think my daughter has a crush on a white boy. I'm not sure, but I'm not mad at it if she does. I mean, like whatever. As long as she's happy. If there's my daughter, you understand me? There's my daughter. If the person's treating her well, he's not calling her out her name. He's not hitting on her. He's not cheating on her. What am I be mad about? What am I gonna be mad about? I don't know. Well, but people are stupid, man. Like for real. Like honestly. Like people are stupid. That's all I'll say. People are stupid. I would never. I personally, ReZsaun Lewis, would never vouch for racism in that way, and I think that is a form of racism. If I can't walk down the street with somebody because they're a different race from me, then you're a racist. And if you cool being a racist, then cool, be a racist. But understand that you are definitely a racist. You are definitely a racist if that's how you feel about it. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close. I'm going to go ahead and close with my parting thoughts for this evening. And my parting thoughts for this evening are about my children, my daughters. My daughters are getting older, and it's sort of starting to like really hit me that they're getting older. Like I mean, I always knew that they're getting older because of course they were like born and then they got bigger and bigger. But my oldest daughter is 17 and she's in her junior year of high school, and my next oldest daughter will be 16 next month, and it's really starting to affect me. The other night she had robotics, and I was going to pick her up from robotics because she said, Daddy, I need a ride from robotics. So I went to pick her up, and when I was on the phone, I heard in her voice that like she was like trying to not come home from robotics, like straight home. And she's like, well, the person who normally brings me home is going to IHOP. That's what she said. She said, they're going to IHOP. And I was like, well, okay, cool. Well, okay, if they can't bring you home, then I'll come get you. So I was on my way to go get her. And, while I was on the way, I called back and I said, something's in her voice that's just not, it's not her. So I said, let me call her. And we were on the phone. And I said, you wanted to stay, didn't you? And she was like, yes, sir. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me that you wanted to stay? And, she felt uncomfortable telling me that she wanted to stay. But my daughter's a really good girl. I'm be honest with you. Like she's a really good girl. She's gonna be a traumatic surgeon one day, and so she may be working on operating on me or you or anybody. But I said that to say not to brag on my kid, but to say that we got to listen to our kids. We got to listen to our kids. We have to listen to them, right? When they're saying something to us, just like when we say things to people, sometimes we say one thing and we mean a different thing. We have to be openly listening to them. If our child is struggling with something on the inside and they're telling us one thing, they may not mean exactly that. So we have to be able to listen through their words sometimes to their heart. And that comes from knowing our kids. If you know your kids, when they tell you one thing, if they're meaning something else, you'll be able to hear it in their voice. If they're saying, Daddy, I'm fine, Mommy, I'm fine, but they sound broken on the inside, you should take the time, whatever time that you have, you stop what you're doing and you go and you talk to your kid, whatever it is. I'm a very busy person, and I tell my kids all the time, like, you got to stop me. Like, you have to stop me, because if you tell me, Daddy, I need to talk, I'm going to talk. But I've tried to make a more concerted effort to reach out extra so she will know that Daddy. Okay. Yeah, bragger. That Daddy cares, because sometimes they think we don't care. If we don't do that, they just think we don't care. And kids internalize a lot of things. Think back when you were a kid. You probably didn't deal with everything the best way possible. When you probably internalized a lot of things. You probably made a lot of mistakes because you felt like you had nobody else to talk to. But we as the parents should be the first person that our kids are willing to talk to. Kids are wanting to talk to. We should do that. That's important. That's important. Our kids need to know that we're there. If they don't know that we're there, then who will they turn to? Somebody with less care about them, somebody who has less concern about, things turning out well for them. We have to be that source, and we only do that by reaching out extra. All right, so that's my parting shot for the day, is just be there for your kids, man. Mothers, fathers, whether they live with you or not, like, be there for your kids. That's really, really important. It's really, really important. But that's the show for this week. So thank you so much for watching. Remember that the show is now split into 2 parts. On Wednesdays at 7, I have my interviews with my local celebrities, and on Sundays at 7 is my normal live show. Now, this Wednesday, my local celebrity spotlight will shine on. Didn't put the person in? Sorry. I don't have anybody scheduled for this Wednesday. If you would like to be this Wednesday's guest, holler at me. I'll see what I can do to get you on. All right? And we could talk about if you're doing something in the community that's worth talking about. And I'd love to have you on. I mean, everything that's done in the community is worth talking about. So I probably will be speaking to Ms. Clara Fuqua from Florence Crittenton Women's Shelter. They're having a women's expo next Saturday on February 3rd at the main library downtown. I'm actually going to be covering it. That's going to be a Real Talk with ReZsaun on-site thing. So all day next Saturday, I'll actually be covering that. So that's pretty dope. So don't be the one left out because you didn't tune in. Now, in the meantime, please follow me on social media to stay up to date on what's happening with Real Talk with ReZsaun. My Twitter is at Real Talk with ReZsaun. My Facebook is at Real Talk with ReZsaun. My YouTube is Real Talk with ReZsaun. Like I told you, my show will probably be moving to YouTube Live in the very near future. So that's where you'll be able to catch the show in the near future. Let's see. Got some comments. You'll tune in next week. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that, man. Mom, you'll come in? Cool. I interview you. I love it. Michelle, thank you so much. So feel free to leave comments, questions, and whatever you'd like to say in the comment section or the message section. I love reading your messages and getting feedback, even if it's negative. If you wanted to call in and you didn't get a chance to call in because you were afraid or whatever, you can always call and leave a message on the Real Talk lines. The number is 843-900-6847. That's 843-900-6847. But in closing, or before I close, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are dope, 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 dope. I do this, like I have the motivation to do this a lot of times because of you. And if you don't believe that you inspire anybody, know that you inspire me. Know that you inspire me every single week to keep doing this show and to keep bringing the content that I believe the world needs to hear. And if you feel like there's something that I'm not covering, I'm not hitting on hard enough, let me know so I can do better, all right? But in closing, always remember, if a man doesn't stand for something, he'll fall for anything. Now that's Real Talk. Thank you for growing with me. See you next week. Peace. Yes, I already have my own channel on YouTube. Real Talk with ReZsaun. Yes. Thank you so much for joining me, y'all. Peace.